Hi, this is Bob Pellerin, CTO Bob. We'll be doing another laptop today. Since the holidays are coming up, I thought it'd be a great time to cover as many laptops as we could. This is a Hewlett-Packard. This is an NV. If you remember, we did an NV360 previously. This is just an NV, so it's a 13.3-inch display. It's an FHD. So first, let's look at the accessories. So again, the accessories are generally pretty light. We've got the power, and we have the power, quite small. You'll see that it's, let me see, it's probably the 65 watt power supply. It's got the 3-pronged cables like most HPs, and this one has a more regular type of connector for power. And that's all we're getting in the accessories box on the side. Let me push this off to the side. It is a 13-inch. You'll see that it's not taking a whole lot of room in the box. It is small and light. Let's go ahead and interesting little package here. Get it out. So we have a bit of documentation. This is actually cardboard. It does look like it's plastic, but it is cardboard, so it's good for the environment. Or better for the environment in any case. Documentation, again, it's a 1 page or 2 pages, very light. And there's the unit itself. So let me get rid of this box. So they've taken little clues from Apple, apparently. It looks very similar to the way Apple's are packed. Not quite as nice as Apple's, but pretty close. Alright, so let's take a quick look around. I mean, this is very, very portable, and that's the whole point. So the first thing you'll notice is all of the ports are very small. So what they've done is they're giving you, in this case, on this side, this is the right side of the unit, it's an SD reader, and we have a USB. So you have to push it to be able to plug it in. This is for the power. And on the other side, even though it looks very similar, you're going to find a headphone jack. Yes, they fit that in. You've got another USB right here and a USB-C. It's quite common nowadays. So let's go ahead and open it up. So first thing we'll notice is it is constructed. It feels very well made. The screen will not go further back than this. I surprisingly get a lot of questions as to whether the screen can go all the way back to make it flat. I'm not sure who uses it in that configuration, but whatever reasons you may want that, this laptop is as far back as it will get. So one of the things that you'll notice, part of the features, is this one has a fingerprint reader built into the keyboard. And it is a nice keyboard. It's very compact. As the sticker indicates there, this is an i5. It's a 1035G1. So it's a 10th generation Intel i5. So this processor should be good for saving power as well. So along the way, you should be able to get more runtime out of this processor than you would have with earlier models. So this unit has what I recommend is the minimum 8 gigs of DDR4 memory, and it has a 512 gig SSD. In this case, it's an NVMe drive. You can look at some previous videos where I explain what NVMe is, and those are the faster drives that you can get. So you'll get some decent speed out of it, and it will also save you power because we have no longer mechanical drives which consume more than the SSDs. Other features on this is a Bang & Olufsen audio. I was challenged to say that for some reason. And it also features Wi-Fi 6, which is 802.11ax, which is the latest version of the Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the HP Envy. This is the 13-inch that we just turned on. We basically installed it, and that went fairly fast. Now what we're going to do is, one of the first things that I do is I use Crystal Disk and this is for the info. So just to give you heads up as to what's in there, it appears to be Western Digital. This is a 512 gigs, and it is clearly an NVMe or NVM Express, as is written here. So you can see it written right there. And so let's go ahead and take a quick look at what kind of performance we're going to get out of it. And we've already run Crystal Disk Mark. So as you can see here, for an NVMe drive, this is a bit on the slow side. However, this is a lot faster than mechanical drives, and in fact, even it is roughly 3 times faster than the typical SSD drive. One of the things that we did do is we ran user benchmark on here. So here are the results I wanted to show you. So as I mentioned, it is an i5. It's a 1035 G1. And this particular one seems to be benching fairly high on the little scale here. So it is doing all right. The graphics aspect, as you'll tell, here is low. The reason being, it's using the one that's built into the CPU. So this is the i5 basically generating all the graphics. There is no GPU. There's no graphical processing unit, unlike some of the other models that we've reviewed. And if you're going to the drive, so it's showing you roughly where we stand on this drive. So according to this, we're doing great. And the memory in here is Micron, so it's got 2 slots, and they're both used. So which means that we've got 2 4 gig SODIMM DDR4 in here, and they're rated at 3200 megahertz. So there's more information from here, but this is just to give you a bit of an example. Obviously, for those looking for gaming and so forth, it will show you this is clearly not a gaming setup. This is not ideal for gaming. It certainly can handle some slower games. I do get some questions, by the way. Those of you who are playing games through things like Facebook, those are typically not what we refer to when we're talking about gaming. So I think they have some examples up here of Warcraft and Fortnite. I mean, those are more typically what they refer to as games. So if you're playing solitaire, you're really not taxing anything. Those are very slower type of games where the graphics are not terribly complex and so forth. So one of the things that I wanted to point out that I had mentioned earlier is the screen. And the screen on here, let's see if we can show you here. But okay, so it's at maximum. This is a 300 nit screen, so it's relatively bright. I mean, we've got in the studio, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's pretty bright, so it's decent. And the other thing is the keyboard has a blue backlit on here. I should say blue, but it might just be the color. It's anyway, it is backlit. So I know a lot of people mentioned that I don't look at backlit or don't mention whether the keyboard is backlit or not in some of the previous laptops. So there you go. I don't know if you can see it on here. So this is Bob Pellerin wishing you great holiday season. If you enjoy this, we'll have another video for you next week. Thanks for watching.